Hello and welcome to the FIFA World Cup Round-up, your in-depth look at all the latest news, views and interviews from the showpiece in Brazil. I am Dumaola Mohlaudi, and in this edition we'll reflect back at the hits and misses from the group stages of the FIFA World Cup. We'll also look ahead at the prospects of African nations who've qualified for the do-or-die knockout stages of the tournament. Let's look first at the most talked about incident from the World Cup in Brazil. Uruguay captain Diego Lugano has entered the fray and defended under-fire compatriot Luis Suarez. Suarez is under investigation by FIFA for allegedly biting Italy's Giorgio Chiellini during Uruguay's 1-0 win over the Azzurri on Tuesday. But Lugano has defended his star attacker, saying he did not see Suarez bite anyone.
I think it is so clear, so evident that it surprises me, and I even find it funny, the importance that is given to such an isolated incident, while nobody pays attention to much more potentially dangerous incidents for the health of players. I think that nowadays everything can be explained by what sells in soccer, and the huge character of Luis Suarez, his charisma, his uniqueness, his definitiveness, and also the sporting advantage he creates when he plays on any pitch. And some opponent tries to take it away, of course, and that is also as old as the game itself.
Now, to help me unpack these issues and more, I'm joined in studio by soccer analyst Anthony John Wayne. Anthony, welcome and thank you for joining us. Now, what do you make about the coach's defense of Luis Suarez? Everywhere you look in the social media, in publications across the world, people are saying it's a bite.
Well, quote me, in the last edition I said, we might just be running a little bit too much ahead of ourselves here. FIFA gave them to 5 p.m. yesterday local time to finalize from the FA of the Uruguayan side to really tell them what's going on. I don't think it's definitive yet. And aside from Lugano, if you haven't seen, the coach said he didn't see him do anything. Footages, probably some people are watching it from the other side, some people are watching it from the end. Suarez has broken his silence for the first time. He said he never bit no one. He just had a collision. What kind of collision he had, we'll all get to see that.
But Anthony, we've seen the pictures. You clearly see the teeth marks in the player's shoulder. And Suarez has got a history of taking a chunk out of a player he seems to disagree with on the pitch. Do you think this is just smoke and mirrors from the FA trying to protect their star player ahead of the crucial group stages?
I always like to be fair in my judgments. If you remember the World Cup with Zidane, the Azzuris are also used to theatrics as much as Luis Suarez. Okay, remember what happened to him with what's his name again? Materazzi. Okay, it was huge. They know how to blow things out of proportion. For me, I really just want to see this come to a really conclusive end. If you look at the footage, it didn't really look like a chunk came out of Chiellini. But we know Luis Suarez and his antics, he's capable of doing anything. The psychologists have come into play and say, this guy's got a problem.
What does this mean for Uruguay if he's sanctioned by FIFA going into the knockout stages? And more importantly, what does it mean for Suarez if he's found guilty? Of course, he's in a rich vein of form, and in his club career, they started for big money moves away from the English Premiership. Where to for him?
Nothing less than 24 match ban and 2 years, 70 million going to Real Madrid. That's obviously massive. They're actually ready to up the ante to 90 million if need be. The president say, this is my man, I have to get my man. This is a little bit of a negative surrounding him, but I guess this guy is just too used to it. I think he wouldn't survive without negatives.
All right. Now, momentum is building for the World Cup Round-up of 16, with teams preparing for their knockout games. Now, hosts Brazil will meet Chile in the first of these matches. Chile say they're not feeling any pressure as they train ahead of the decider. They defeated Spain and Australia in Group B to advance to the second round. Brazil also won 2 games in their Group A campaign against Croatia and Cameroon. They will play on Saturday at 6 Central African time. The other round of 16 match for that day sees Colombia take on Uruguay. Then on Sunday, the Netherlands take on Mexico, with Costa Rica facing Greece. On Monday, France and Nigeria go head-to-head. Now, Anthony, these are very crucial matches. France, how do you call it?
I'll just sound a note of warning out to the bookies out there, bookmakers, watch out, because I see a lot of them going wrong. It's going to be more of the same. Surprises galore. That's what we've been getting from the showpiece in Brazil. It's never going to stop at the round of 16. I see two minors actually playing the finals. I don't want to call the shots now. I'm probably going to say it on air later. But I tell you what, I fancy the Nigeria. That's the second 45 against Argentina. I don't think an African side has played that well in a long time, probably Ghana, but that was in the last World Cup. Magnificent control of the ball. I think they give too much respect to the Argentines in the first 45. If Nigeria can play 70% of what they played against Argentina in the final 45, it's a win.
Well, looking at France's form, I mean, they opened their account very well, 3-0 against Honduras, and then, of course, a 5-2 drubbing of Switzerland, and then they kind of dipped 0-0 against Ecuador. Do you think that their opening opponents were weaker, and now going in against Nigeria, are the French ready to lift their game?
And that's where it plays into the hand of the Nigerians. They seem to be dipping as much as they come down. Nigeria plays better with stiffer oppositions. Coach Stephen Keshi said it. He doesn't know why, but when the opposition gets tougher, his teams just come to play. And a France side, which is a lot of, obviously, black people playing in that place, guess what? It's going to be very, very African.
Mm-hmm. And looking at Nigeria's form, of course, 0-0 against Iran, many people started writing them off. Then they started picking up form, 1-0 against Bosnia. And then, of course, they fell to Argentina. Do they have the big match temperament? And who are the players to look out for?
I'll tell you, definitely, yes. John Obi Mikel, he played an outstanding game yesterday. But we don't have him on screen, but Onazi, the guy that plays for Lazio, he's been touted as the youngest best thing coming from Africa. The first game wasn't really a lot of what we heard, but yesterday, pretty much besides from Messi, nobody played a better game. Emmanuel Amunike, he's just a pack of firepower. He's a bulldozer. He takes you out of the way, whether you're 3-4, he's got speed, he's got power, he's got desire, he wants to get things going. And if you look at this side, probably is the one that hasn't been substituted a lot by Stephen Keshi, because he keeps believing in this guy till the whistle blows.
Well, that's an interesting point. Stephen Keshi. Now, he's the man who is being touted to take over as the Bafana Bafana head coach here in South Africa. Now, what will Keshi be saying to his players? And how do you think he has managed to get the best out of what is usually seen as a difficult bunch of players, big egos in the Nigerian side?
It's just really the man understands the African mentality. Remember, it's a rot in Africa when we go. The reason why African teams are not doing well, it's obviously very simple. Mental preparedness and obviously the mentality going forward. Keshi, he's done it all. He's gone to small little ponds. He's made the rivers out of ponds from Togo, Mali, and can come into Nigeria. He understands them. If you look at his selections, it's always going to shock people. A lot of people expected Victor Moses to play all the game. He's only played 55 minutes of the World Cup. And guess what? The people that have come to replace him, they've put in the weight. He's a Sir Alex Ferguson kind of guy. You know, give me the work rate, and you're guaranteed to play.
But then again, I take you back to their group form. Is this a team that can adjust its game and move from group stage type of football where you're looking for the points and you're looking for the mathematics and the results to knockout, do or die? Are they a cup knockout side?
I don't think Lightning will strike them twice. If you remember the World Cup, they lost in that second round to Italy in the extra time. They were actually leading the game before Roberto Baggio came on board for the Azzurri. So I don't think they will forget that so easily. I mean, I wasn't playing then. They weren't playing then. They weren't in that team. But trust me, every single day when they eat or when they have an rest, they're always thinking about that game. It's never going to happen again. I'm very positive about this Nigerian side. Hold me to my word.
And then we'll leave it there. Well, that's all the time we have from this edition of the FIFA World Cup Roundup. Join us again next time, same place, for more news, views, and interviews from the showpiece in Brazil.
No more. eNCA.com